drum roll please. Introducing the vigilant vixen of East Carson Street. Fashion police avoid her store like the plague. The train robber herself, Kate Colussy. Did I say your last name right?
Colussy, but
Colussy.
you were doing so well. I would have never stopped you. That was so great.
Yeah,
That is my whole obituary. It's on my tombstone. I'm done.
Yeah, I've become, an announcer. It's just, I told him last time, I'm actually going to quit this podcast soon and, announce MMA and boxing. That's my real calling.
Don't forget everyone here when you're famous.
Everyone gets front row tickets to Mike Tyson's next show,
Perfect.
Welcome to another episode of the Levity Floatcast. Today we sit down with Kate from Highway Robbery Vintage. We talk about the sustainability of the industry and all of the support she's felt throughout her community. Sit back, relax, and let's Floatcast.
I'm also curious, you were talking when I asked the collaboration or the other stores question about how, the hunt is what makes it fun, the travel.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like as, the owner on your end? Because you essentially start the hunt. You hunt for the pieces that people hunt for.
Yeah.
So, what is that, and, where does that drive come from?
Yeah. I do less of I do a lot of house calls now, which is, kind of the bonus of being around for a minute. Because then the network just grows, and people
Explain
say,
what a house call is.
So usually it's by a referral, like a word of mouth, I had this girl out at my house and she bought all grandma's stuff or whatever, and you should have her out at your house. And then I go to their house and I look through either their relative stuff or their stuff, and we come to an agreement and I buy those things from them instead of going into a thrift store or something like that. So then it's more like one-on-one buying from people now. That's kind of how we do stuff. But if you don't like the hunt, you just can't do this. You have to still get the cheap thrill of the dog and pony show. And even my coworkers at the store, they see me with my IKEA bags walking in. They're like, ooh,
Awesome.
What do you have? What did you get? You have to have that in you to be interested in this.
What's that experience like with someone when you go into their house and to go through? You seem like such a personable person.
Oh, thanks.
What is that?
I try and stay with the utmost respect for them because most of the time things are very sentimental. I've gone on house calls where I've been in the house for several hours and I have a big pile of stuff. I'm excited about it and they just change their mind. And my heart is shattered, but I'm like, you know what? You have my information. You call me if you change when you're ready. Yeah. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Things are sentimental to people. Things have that energy in them, and you have to be respectful of that. Sometimes I walk in a place and they're like, just get it out of here. I don't care what happens. I'm trying to sell this house. I'm trying to make my money. You have to just feel it out on a case by case. It's a weird vibe sometimes. You know?
And that's where that's very interesting. You certainly have to have a proper temperament going into such a sensitive situation. Yeah. But the benefits there of those vintage clothes getting a second life too. Can you talk to us about that a little bit of giving them a rebirth? Yeah,
I mean, I love the sustainability of it and I feel like when you're buying vintage clothes, even if it's not a very expensive piece, you're still putting a lot of thought into it. You're sitting there and you're checking it out, and maybe you're looking for condition problems, or you're thinking about this, that, and the other thing. It's a lot more thought than people put into buying something at H&M or buying something at Forever 21. You're really you're spending more time with it. And that's good. That means you're probably buying less and thinking about it more. I like that part of it. But then I also like to see, I'll buy some 60s thing, say it's a plaid skirt from the 60s, and I bought it off of a girl that wore it with saddle shoes, little loafers, and a crisp white blouse. But then I sell it to a, young woman who's gonna wear it with Docs and ripped up tights and a Misfits t-shirt. Right. Nice. That's cool. Yeah. It really went somewhere. And it's 60 years old. Yeah. Think of that. It's crazy. It's still moving and it's still cool. it's just, I just
awesome.
think the whole flow of it all is just insane. And then they'll get tired of it and someone else will wear it and they'll wear it with some weird thing that is not invented yet or something. You know? It's just crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, it seems like your passion for this bleeds beyond just the fashion element, which is super cool. But I am curious, where did your passion for fashion as a whole come into play? Because you have to be into fashion to get into vintage clothing, but they are two different lanes.
Yeah. I would say I'm someone that's like creative but not artistic. And I think a lot of those type of people end up in fashion. Like, I don't mean that
Shots
in a bad way. I'm one of them. I always felt like, oh, I'm creative. I like interesting things. And I admire so many different kinds of art and music and people who can paint. And, you know, I can't do any of that. And I think fashion is such a way that you can express your creativity, like, not to be trite. I know a lot of people say that, but it's a way you can do that without having those talents, quote, you know what I mean? Like, that people have, that they can just create something beautiful and in their medium. I think it's cool that way. And vintage at the end of the day is unique and affordable. It's, you know, some things are more expensive than others, but I was at the thrift as a kid, you know, I just was interested in unique things and different stuff, and it was just a way to do it. Yeah.
I think one of the cool things on your website talks about curating an experience for your people, and to be able to like find things in this day and age with how crazy 2020's been. Yeah. That like I can go into the store and get amazing stuff, high quality, feel better about myself, and I don't have to break the bank. I'm gonna spend money for good quality stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I can feel good leaving here, and that local community, like, super cool. That said, Kate, it was absolutely amazing to meet you.
It's so fun, so cool, and never experienced anything like this. So
right on.
Really cool.
Where can people find you?
Our Instagram is at Highway Robbery Vintage. Our website is www.highwayrobberyvintage.com. We're not really on the Facebook these days. So, but the store is Tuesday to Sunday. We're open.
Right on.
So
and your online experience is amazing. Going through it, seamless. Everything's categorized, slick, easy, autofill. Absolutely loved it. So, and you ship everywhere.
Everywhere. See, I will tell Kenny that you said that, because she's the one that does it.
Right on.
Not me. No, right yeah. On. Thank you very much. We've been working on it.
All good. Troy, anything for the people?
That's it.
That's it. That's a wrap. Another great episode in the books. Love you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one.
I wanna relax, put my mind at ease. Good friends and good vibes, now that's all I need. When life hurts, come down and float in levity. Let your problems wash away into serenity.